What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Hope everybody's doing okay. Let's take a look to see if this is working here. All right, if you guys can hear me all right, just let me know in the chat. Howdy, blonde truther. How's it going? Cool, guys. Today we're going to be talking about first going over Q&A questions first, but we have about 24 questions here in Q&A we'll be going over. Of course, you want your questions asked for next week. Make sure you get into the Facebook group, which will be linked down below. And then we're going to be talking about Amazon FBA barcodes, which there's a lot of confusion about this always that we'll be going over as well. So hopefully I can answer some of those questions here today. If you got any questions when it comes to barcodes, GS1, UPC, stuff like that, FNSKUs, put those in the chat now and I'll make sure to get to those first. But yes, let's do this thing. So let's talk about Amazon FBA barcodes. So barcodes in general, essentially, this gets confused a lot from the point of there's so many barcodes you need to know, and it can get confusing because there's an Amazon barcode and there's a barcode in general that you need for your product just to get registered on Amazon. Okay, so if we go to GS1 here, GS1, Google that here. So these are essentially, this is where you get your barcode if you want to go into retail, get your product listed in Walmart, essentially just to get it on the shelf, right? Because this is what they use, this UPC code, GS1 UPC code, essentially to organize their shelves, make sure the stock and everything's in inventory, and know what's going on there when you purchase the product, things like this. So if you go to the supermarket and just look at any product that's got a barcode on it, this is most likely from GS1 and a UPC from GS1, okay? Now where it gets a little confusing is that when you get a GS1 barcode, and you'll need this to register your product on Amazon. So when you go make a product listing, you'll need one of these barcodes to list your product. Make sure everything's lined up with the GS1 database because Amazon will pull that information from that. Okay, so when you get a barcode from GS1, you're going to get a G10 and a UPC. Okay, so these are, think of them the same thing, just different versions of themselves. Okay, so G10 will be a little longer. We'll have a prefix installed there, and UPC just a smaller version of that. And when you go ahead and list on Amazon, it's going to have a drop down. It says what kind of code do you want to use, and it's got a ton. You know, EAN, UPC, FNSKU, ASIN, and UPC or G10. I'm not sure which one I already said there to begin with, but essentially you could use either or. Just make sure the number lines up to what you're getting from GS1. So if you use the UPC, just copy and paste the UPC from GS1. If you're using the G10, copy and paste the G10 over to your product listing there. And once that gets going, so once you have this barcode, you're now eligible to make your product listing. Then once you make your product listing, Amazon themselves, because they use a totally different barcode to stock their inventory, to organize their inventory and everything like that. Once you make your listing, you're going to get what's called an FNSKU. So they call these item labels essentially. So you can go print item labels in your manage inventory section. When you go to make a shipping plan, it'll ask you if you need item labels, and this will be an FNSKU. So the Amazon barcode. Now, if you're just selling on Amazon this product, you want the FNSKU, not the UPC, on the product itself. So you can give this to your manufacturer, your product designer, your product package designer, and get this installed on your product itself. Okay, you want your manufacturer to do this because it's going to be a lot cheaper than you doing it yourself, because it's going to take a lot of labor, or having Amazon do this for you, which they can, but it's like 20 cents per unit, which is just crazy. Okay, so that is what you need to know for barcodes, is essentially making sure that you're getting a UPC from GS1, and then you need that to register your product on Amazon. Now in GS1, make sure you have your brand name in there. It's going to ask you for details. Make sure you have your product name in there, everything like that, so it lines up with exactly what you put into Amazon. Now, what's most important is just the brand name itself. Okay, so make sure the brand name is lined up perfectly, or else you're going to get errors. And Amazon's going to pull a different information that you put into Amazon, and are different than you put in GS1, and there's going to be a discrepancy. Okay, now it does take 24 to 48 hours for GS1 to update their database. So if it doesn't work right away on Amazon, that's why. So give it 48 hours before you panic, and check your information on GS1 to make sure it lines up with your Amazon word by word, capital letter by word, or capital letter by capital letter, space by space, everything like that. Okay. So any questions on barcodes, guys, make sure you get that into me. Yeah. Usama, what's up, man? My opinion, what's going on? AZ, rocket in the house. So with that being said, let me know if you got any questions on barcodes itself, and let's get into Q&A questions here today. So we got Keith Bennis. Keith Bennis, hey Cam, question regarding product research and search result. On the AMZ Champs winning criteria document, I didn't see this covered. What are your thoughts on the amount of search results on a keyword, not volume, but results displayed on Amazon? So just so you know, I'm not involved with AMZ Champs at all. I believe that's Trevin Peterson, if I got that right. I don't know him personally, but I've talked to him a few times just through the internet space. So just make sure you guys know that. I'm not involved with his process at all, but it depends on a lot of different scenarios. But keyword volume, what are your thoughts on the amount of search results on a keyword? So 1,000 to 5,000 is kind of a good range, but it depends on how many other keywords pull this same product up, right? So if you have 5 keywords that are 1,000 and pull the same product that you're trying to sell, then you have about 5,000 in total for hyper relevant searches. If you're trying to go for a more high volume product, then you're looking at 5 to 10,000 searches. Okay, so it just really depends on what kind of criteria you're looking for when it comes to, are you niching down? How big is your budget? How big do you want your first order? But 1,000 to 5,000, if I had to generalize, would be a good spot there. Obviously, the less the better, but I found some products with low average reviews. However, search results on Amazon are over 1,000 results. I wouldn't go any more than that. Top left number after searching a keyword, 1 to 48 over 1,000 results for a keyword. Just want to see in your experience what you would consider too many and move on. So it sounds like you're talking about something else in general. So when you're searching a keyword, you're saying you're getting over 1,000 results for products with that. Now, this doesn't mean that they're relevant products. If you put in lemon squeezer, giant lemon squeezer that's purple on Amazon, you're still going to get all the yellow lemon squeezers on page 7, page 8, page 9. So this really is, to me, is not relevant. I would scroll through and see how many products are actually relevant to the one you're going to be competing, or the product you're going to be starting in ones that you'd be competing with. So with that being said, depends on how big your budget is and how competitive of a market you're going into, but hopefully not a page like, 1 to 2 pages of your product is probably max there. But overall, I'd like to see that down to a half page, and you just niche down until you find something that doesn't have that many competitors that are directly related to you. Marianne had a comment here. I think it's not only depends on search results you get for a keyword, but we need to look at how many Amazon competitors are there. What is a good ratio? Thanks. Yeah, exactly. So a good ratio depends on it depends on how competitive it is, right? So if you're going for a product that has 30,000 in month in sales, you're going to have a larger amount of competitors. It's just natural in Amazon ecosystem. So a good ratio, I don't know. The less volume, the less competitors you want, of course. You don't want a whole list of competitors when you're doing 5,000 a month in volume there. Keith Bennis, what's your take on Amazon's new storage capacity system? Seems like eBay for storage space. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I need to dig deeper into this. I'm just now getting familiar with it. Hopefully it's better. Hopefully it's more streamlined, because they need to do something. Nash Ortiz Luis. Hey Cameron, watched your YouTube video on how to apply for a trademark without a lawyer. Super helpful. Thank you. I'm glad it helped out. Have a couple of questions. The USPTO states that foreign holders must have a U.S. licensed attorney before the USPTO. I'm not a U.S. resident of U.S., but my LLC is registered in Wyoming. Will my U.S. LLC suffice as a U.S. domicile entity to register my trade, or do I need to be represented by a U.S. attorney? That is a great freaking question. Based on my knowledge, and I could be wrong here, it sounds like you'll need a licensed attorney to help you out with that. It might make it easier for you, but that's a good question, because I've never heard of just a U.S. LLC getting a trademark because they have the entity. So look into that a little further, and possibly you could do it on your own. But my guess is the U.S. attorney will need to be involved there. 2, I intend to sell a few related products under my brand, and it appears they fall under trademark class 11, environmental control apparatus. Let's say I have 3 to 4 different products, but they fall under class 011. Just for example, electric Chinese lanterns and fairy lights. Do I still need to pay $250 for each product? Appreciate your help. No, if they fall under the same brand name and classification, you don't need anything extra there. Mohammed Umar, make media on sourcing of products and how to import, freight forwarding agent, custom agent. Which shipping line should we use? Make media on sourcing of a product and how to import. Freight forwarding agent, custom agent, one shipping line. I'm not sure what you're asking there, but find a freight forwarder and they'll take care of all that for you. So it doesn't have to be that complicated. Hunad Khan. Hey, Cameron, hope you're doing great. Doing well, thank you. 1, can we launch a PL on an account which previously used for a wholesale model? The current IPA score is 420, sell-through rate is 1.5. How can we improve this? How can we improve IPI score? So moving through your inventory. So you can remove inventory to get that score higher and allow you to get more in there. So if you got a lot of wholesale products in there, maybe remove those that are not selling. That will help instantly. Yes, that's probably your number one thing. Or increase your sales, maybe lower your prices, increase your sales rate. It takes 30 days for that score to usually reflect. So just know that. But yes, you can use your wholesale account to sell PL products. No problem there. Oscar Leon, not a question, but I just got fired from work, casually launching my FBA products in a few weeks. I'm so nervous, so wish me luck. Good luck, Oscar. Sorry you got laid off there. But yeah, hopefully this is the catalyst for you starting your business and everything going smooth there. Janie Bradley, hello all. How can I get rid of error code 8541? I completed a listing, but it was in the wrong category under handmade, but there was no change in a regular Amazon. So I deleted the listing. When I attempt to create the listing, I get error code 8541. I already have my brand name approved. I have 2 UPC variations, but I'm wondering if I'm no longer able to use the UPCs. Not sending products to Amazon yet. That'd be my next step, is getting new UPCs and trying there. 8541 is not ringing a bell, so I need to see more of the wording on what that error is. Yeah. That might be in a letter of affiliation issue, but I would try new UPC first. And if you give me the wording of that error and exactly what it says, I might be able to help further. Amna Baber. Hey, Cameron, amateur question. I saw another video of yours mentioning custom FN SKU labels. For instance, I am ordering 20 pieces. When I generate 20 FN SKU labels, will I have to edit all 20 labels to include information such as made in China, suffocation warning, or is that the same label that can be printed 20 times? Yes, just make it once and then print it 20 times and you're good to go. Zarina Makabaeva. What time will it be in Brisbane, Australia? I do not know. That's what Google's for. Oscar Leon, my product is brand new. I just launched it, but it only shows if you put in the ASIN and it is indexed. I checked, put in the ASIN and it is indexed. Okay. I checked H10. I've heard that at least 1 unit needs to be sold so Amazon activates. Do you know what it could it be? So it sounds like you actually aren't indexed. Maybe you just misspoke there. But yeah, get some PPC going, get a few sales, and that will help your indexing over time. If it still has issues, make a case. The catalog team could potentially help you out. Sometimes there's indexing errors that aren't your fault. Mancam, hello Cameron, just wondering how to keep the selling consistent. It's kind of weird. I had a good couple of days, weeks, and suddenly a really bad day, week. What's going on? Yeah, your PPC campaigns could have died. Your honeymoon phase could have ended as well. So Amazon gave you a chance to sell at the same level as other people, but you're not performing well. Your conversion rate's lower than everybody else. You're gonna have drops in organic ranking. So make sure you're tracking your organic ranking to see what's going on there. You can use Helium 10 for that. Maybe do a refresh on PPC campaigns. Keep getting your reviews up. Check your conversion rate in your business analytics or your business reports. Make sure your order session or your unit session percentage is, over like 10%. If it's not over 10%, you need to work on your listing. You need to work on reviews and everything like that. Your photos to get your conversion rate up. Darin Hassini, I'm going to launch my product sometime next week, and I was wondering, since it's my first product, is it better to apply for Vine and getting the reviews before starting advertising with PPC, or should I start with PPC right away? So do Vine and PPC at the same time. So PPC start right away, but get in the Vine program right away too. Mancam, hey Cameron, just wondering for the Vine program, do we still need to pay FBA fee and shipping fee? So you're going to give these products away for free, so yeah, you're going to give away. I'm not sure if you pay FBA fees. I'm not 100% sure. You definitely don't pay referrals, I don't think. But go into your payment transaction history and look to see how those are being taken out. Dave Peters, any tips on shipping products with global logistics? No, just turn the setting on. It'll take care of itself. If my products are in China, I want to use an address in the US, let's say California, to avoid heavy fees. Are there risks associated with the method? Technically, yes. But Amazon now makes you ship to wherever they want anyways, so it doesn't matter where if you use small parcel delivery, you can maybe get away with this, but yeah, if they catch you, they don't like it, but I don't know how they'd catch you. Oscar Leon, can you show me how to apply a discount to my product on Seller Central? Also, can you walk us through Seller Central to upload our video in the listing? This is something you could YouTube pretty easily. I have a video on how to make coupon codes, which is what I'd recommend for a discount to your product or just lower your price. You can use the sales price technique as well, but and drop your price. You might get the slash for a couple weeks or so, but as soon as your average price per unit goes down, you're going to lose that slash. So I'd rather you lower your price and add a coupon to whatever you're trying to discount it for. Can you walk us through Seller Central, upload our video? If you literally just, there's literally a button for it. You can upload your video in the listing there. So if you go, I believe it's in in the product section, if you go down one of the drop downs. So if you go to your menu there and one of the, you can go to, there's probably 10 options. In one of those 10 options, I want to say it's inventory product. I'd have to double check, but it's there. You could probably find it pretty easily and add a video. Also, YouTube would be great for that. Maybe I'll make more. I just came up with a few videos about reports and performance score going through Seller Central. So stay tuned for those in the next coming week or two. Maureen Shaban Sari. Hey everyone, is there anyone outside the US who sells in the US market? I mean, yeah, tons of people. I just want to know if it's necessary to have a US virtual address on your LLC, bank account, Amazon account. If you use the right registered agent, you can have a virtual address through them. You can use your address in Europe too. Or just use my address in Europe. Yeah, so if you have a business in Europe, you could just use that. And what's the best bank, Mercury or Wise? It depends on your situation, but Wise is probably easier to set up. So I'd say Wise. If you're available to use that, Wise is a little easier. Usama, hey Cam, how are you? I just launched my first product on Sunday, got my first few sales same day, which was very exciting to see, but has been slow. Congrats, man. And that's huge. Of course, it's going to be slow, man. When you first start, it's going to be slow. You have no ranking history. You're learning things for the first time. Your product's brand new. It's probably got like no reviews. Any suggestions how I can increase my sales? Yeah, PPC, get in the Vine program, get reviews there. Work on your listing, check your conversion rate. My phrase are getting me impressions, but I'm still waiting for reviews. Yeah, keep getting those reviews up and everything becomes easier after reviews. How can we upload product videos? Is that something done through A+ Content Manager? No, you can upload your videos via just I believe, again, I think it's the product section there. So you don't need to be A+, you don't need to go through the A+ content. You can add videos through there, but it's in a different section. Oscar, should I launch our second product under the same brand or should I create another brand and launch it? Depends on what that product is. If it's in the same category, then the same brand. Let's say that both products fall under the same category. Yes, same brand. Because then you don't have to get another trademark. You're already brand registered. You can get that going very quickly. You can get in the Vine program for that too. Let me see if you guys can still see. Yep. It seems the most important thing, so this is Marianne Dwyer, seems the most important thing is to rank on the first page or excuse me, blah, 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 or 2 in searches. What's your bias to get the top of the searches? You mentioned Helium 10 before. Why is this better, do you think, than eRank or any other packages? Never heard of eRank or anything like that. Helium 10, I'm not using to rank up. I'm using this for data to figure out where my best keywords are and everything like that. So if I'm trying to rank up in organic rankings, one, I'm tracking that. I want to see where I'm going. So you can do this into keyword ranking tracker on Helium 10 to see where you're ranking organically for keywords. Now I attack certain keywords based on what I'm ranking already for those. So if I'm already in the top 10, well, that's my layup to go and push that to the top 5. Okay, so if you're ranked 60 for something, it takes a lot more velocity on that keyword to rank up. So I'm using that to double down on PPC for those keywords, maybe send external traffic, maybe put those phrases in the top of my title, things like that. Okay, and you track this over time to see if you're making progress. Now this is a long process. If you're newer, if you product doesn't have a lot of sales history, everything like that, but it's as simple as if you want to rank up for a keyword, you need more sales on that keyword. How do you do that? Increase your conversion rate, PPC for that word. Get a coupon going to increase conversion rate as well. And you could do this. That's like the more organic method. Any external traffic is going to give you a bump as well. Now, eRank, I've been trying Sales Samurai and eRank. They're coming out with very different results for same keywords, which makes me wonder about the accuracy of these packages. Yeah, I don't know what these are, but if you're doing any type of rebate system, Amazon usually knows and will decrease the ranking for those types of services. If you're using just to track organic rankings, that's totally fine. Helium 10 is the one I use for that. But yeah. David Yang, hey Cameron, I recently paid for the manufacturer to ship my product, first batch of products by air. What documentation should I ask him to provide me when he says he has sent the batch to the port? Um, I don't know. I usually have my freight forwarder take care of all the customs, everything like that. So usually I just pay the bill and it gets to where it needs to go. You can ask for tracking information, ask for updates. You can get the bill of lading, things like that, if you'd like, but usually I don't mess with anything like that. If you have a good freight forwarder or the manufacturer's taking care of shipping, you could talk to them via whatever method and get more details on that. So let me check the questions here and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let's see. Let's go full screen for this bad boy. Get that beautiful face. There he is. Yeah. So we got Orgs El Shani. Is it possible to get sales without doing ads on Amazon if the product is searching by people? Yes, but you want to do ads to help your ranking, right? If you're not ranked in the top 5, you're not going to get sales organically. So that's our whole goal, is to rank organically. And so we need different resources to start getting sales on keywords to keep our rankings, keep moving them up. So yes, you can get sales without PPC and ads, things like that, but probably not, unless it's if it's a keyword that's untapped, you're going to have some good momentum there, but PPC can accelerate that, especially if it's a more saturated market. You're going to need PPC to get your first traffic and get your first conversions. My opinion, not a UPC or barcode question. So my opinion is the name, not what he's saying there, or she. Not a UPC or barcode question, but rather for keywords. On Helium 10, I'm only showing 11 top 10 keywords over 1,100 total keywords. How do I increase the top 10 keyword section of the listing? Thanks. So if you're talking about like keywords in your listing, you can use their listing creating tool. But if you're talking about organic ranking, so the keyword tracker, then you just want to increase your velocity overall. So increase your sales. Increase your sales, you'll see results there. Usama, do you do one-on-one calls? If so, how does one book with you? So I don't do one-on-one calls offset there. I do my mentorship program, Usama, and you can get into that, get on a strategy session with me or one of the coaches there. And that's just to see if you're a good fit and make sure that the program is right for you. But we do group calls in the session. You can get on one-on-one calls with coaches. I check products. I help you with launching strategies, and I get to know your product very intimately so I can give you the best advice possible. Usama, once we start getting reviews, can we lower our bids on campaigns? Depends on the performance of the campaigns. So you want to lower the bids if you're paying over 60 to 100% A cost when you're first starting. But yeah, reviews will higher conversion rates, so your A cost will go down. So eventually that's the thing, is like PPC becomes more affordable, cheaper. You can get away with cheaper bids. So yes, in a general sense, yes. The 4 witnesses, I'm selling towels, and for the main product image, I have 3 towels, but I'm actually selling it as a single unit. Do you think having 3 towels as the main product image is a bad idea? Yes, very bad idea. You're going to get 1-star reviews when people think they're getting 3 towels, only get 1. Blonde Truther. For us little people who are doing Amazon fulfilled by merchant with handmade, I guess we never have to deal with barcodes, but Amazon still assigns to an ASIN number, which I guess is an ID for returns. Yes, it's figuring out, essentially, so they know what product it is. ASIN is essentially what they use to know what a general product is. And FMSKU is a combination of your ASIN and your seller identification, so they know where that comes from. So yes, since they don't deal with the shipping with that, you don't have to worry about that. Blonde Truther, for us little people who are doing Amazon fulfilled by merchant with handmade. Oh, so I'm reading the same question there. Usama, how often should we review our ad campaign? Probably once a week, at least every other week. Probably be micromanaging a little bit, but wait for like at least 3 or 4 days to actually get past data. Orgs, thank you for your response. You're welcome. My opinion, thanks, Cameron. Appreciate you. You're welcome. Blonde Truther, I put a brand name into my ad expecting to get the error code, and it just let me use the brand name, which is the name of my shop, and never got the error. Do you think that I might flag later? No, you should be fine there. Orgs, when you apply for the trademark, so with that confirmation number, you can register your brand on Amazon, right? Correct, you can. I watched one of your videos. I wanted to make sure again. Thank you, Cameron. You're welcome. Yep, and you're exactly correct, Orgs. Once you get the pending confirmation number, you can use that to get brand registered. Again, give it a 3 to 7 days for that to be uploaded on USPTO, because that's where Amazon pulls their data. So just wait a little bit before you actually apply for brand registry there. I do advise getting brand approval and listing your product before, if it's the first time you ever use that brand, before you get brand registry, because it seems to make things easier with less errors and less documentation you have to provide potentially later. Usama, thank you, Cam, for sharing your knowledge and experiences. You're welcome, Usama. All right, guys, that's it for today. Make sure you get in the Facebook group if you guys want to get your questions in. The first ones I go over there and get priority. Otherwise, you guys have a great rest of your